welcome to Shooby Dooby Doo Up, a podcast where we talk about pop music, specifically by deep diving a randomly chosen UK top 10 singles chart from the past. I'm James Cook.
I'm Andy Robinson, and which randomly chosen UK top 10 singles chart from the past are we looking at?
It's the chart from the 8th of January, 1982. We are already halfway through, so let's do a quick recap of the 5 songs we've covered in part 1. Up 10 places to number 10, it's I Could Be Happy by Altered Images.
Perhaps the bubbliest sounding song about coercive control ever.
Up 1 place to number 9, it's I'll Find My Way Home by John and Vangelis.
One of them's got an asteroid named after him.
Up 1 to number 8, it's Mirror Mirror by Dollar.
Cheryl Baker and Sonia were big fans.
Up 19 to 7, it's Get Down On It by Kool and the Gang.
Only good if you're going to get your back up off the wall.
And down 4 to number 6, it's Daddy's Home by Cliff Richard.
He's not 1,000 miles away. As always, you can listen to all of these songs and the ones we're about to discuss and another half a dozen which we feature in our Patreon bonus tracks episode, which never ever made the top 10.
We have a Spotify and a YouTube playlist for you. The links are in the description. Just have a click and off you go.
Highly recommend you listening to these songs or watching the videos because it makes a lot more sense.
If you enjoy Shooby Dooby Doo Wop, please remember to like and subscribe and rate and comment and review and send us flowers in the post.
Yeah, not many YouTubers and podcasters ask for flowers.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, it's a good idea.
It's trying to give us a point of difference.
You don't buy us flowers.
But we won't hold that against you. Let's head into the top 5.
Number 5.
Down 2 to 5 this week in the UK top 10, it's ABBA with One of Us.
Yeah, big news in the world of Shooby Dooby Doo Wop, by the way. This song means ABBA have joined our 5-timers club.
Congratulations.
This is the group of artists that we have spoken of in the podcast 5 times already. And with that, it means Agneta and Anna Frida are the first women in the 5-timers club.
About time too.
Yeah.
Dreadful patriarchy.
It is from the current number 1 album. I say current, I mean on the 8th of January 1982 album, The Visitors, and it is their last top 10 hit for 39 years. And this is late era melancholic ABBA. This isn't your Dancing Queen. This isn't your Waterloo. This is We've All Got Divorced.
As the Def Jam on YouTube under this song points out in YouTube comments, let's write a song about breaking up from our wives, but then we'll get our ex-wives to sing it. Weird situation.
It is a bit of a weird situation, but a unique situation. Well, is it unique? The Fleetwood Mac-ish, the Mamas and the Papas, kind of. But
Hang on,
ABBA did it best.
We talked about Dollar in part 1. They had a relationship for a short while, David and Teresa, didn't they? Yet they got on with it and kept reforming and forming and reforming and forming and reforming and forming. And he was a Tory councillor, which I suppose is close to reforming.
Yeah, there's a slightly passive-aggressive air to this song, isn't there? One of us is crying.
And one of us is lying in her lonely bed, so
Yeah,
the notion
in
of
her
her.
lonely bed.
Yeah.
I wonder which one it is then. Do you think it's Benny?
It's not a cryptic clue, it's more of a tea time one from ABBA.
Did you watch the video?
I didn't watch the video this week, I have to say. I don't know why. Tell me about it.
Come on, it's ABBA. So the video is going to be good because they're usually directed by Lasse Hallström, who, you know, obviously directed ABBA the movie, but would go on to direct What's Eating Gilbert Grape, The Cider House Rules, Chocolat, Salmon Fishing in the Yemen. There's a sort of food theme.
Yes, I've seen all of those films and I don't like any of them.
Wow. All right. I want to talk about the video, though, because it starts with Agneta, and then there are 2 Agnetas, and you think, oh, my God, I'm seeing double. And then one of the Agnetas is replaced with Anna Frida, and then one of them becomes Benny, and they keep shifting in and out. And then Agneta decides to decorate her house, but while wearing full makeup.
Fair enough.
And then Anna Frida shows up looking like she's about to win Wimbledon in 1987. She's got this weird sort of red mullet. She looks like she's about to meet Mel Gibson in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. She looks like your mom's recently divorced friend, which in a lot of ways she was. And You know, they're doing the full ABBA thing. You know ABBA, when they get their faces in the screen, don't they? And
Yes.
they cut between, it's all about their faces and the formation of the faces.
Do you think we could attempt to recreate an ABBA video now we're on this format? Let's not, eh?
I'm sure there's a way, but it's probably beyond my editing capability.
And my editing, I do a bit of editing now, James.
You do, and you do really well.
As John Fury says, you can listen to ABBA for a lifetime and never get bored of it. I think this is a good point because you better not get bored of it because you're going to hear ABBA wherever you go, I should imagine.
Yeah, and this is kind of a lesser known ABBA song, isn't it? If you ask people to name like 5 ABBA songs, they're probably not going to name one of us, and yet it's still really good.
Of course.
Is it possibly the best song we've heard so far this week? I mean, it's up there, isn't it?
It is right up there. There's a lot of love. We've talked about ABBA, as we mentioned. We've done them in the past, haven't we? This was good, I thought. There was a lot of love in the YouTube comments for this record for the bass player. Do you know his name?
Basie McGee.
Was Basie McGee, otherwise known as Rutger Gunnarsson. And again, you know, when this was pointed out a bit and when I re-listened to it, there's some amazing bass playing on it, as there is on all the ABBA records pretty much. Also, there was a sound engineer mentioned in YouTube comments called Michael Tretto. Rest in peace, because he's gone. So this, I suppose, what I'd like to talk about a little bit this week is the notion of ABBA, not just the 4 of them, with their dyed mullets or whatever, looking good. The team behind ABBA as well. They rarely get mentioned.
Rutger, the bass player. Should he be in the band name? Should they be Rabba?
ABBA.
That's the problem. If you keep adding people to the band, the name of the band just gets longer.
All right, then. We're talking about bass players, weirdly, for ABBA. So I thought, James, we'd have some quotes about the bass, and you have to tell me who they are. Which pop star said none of us wanted to be the bass player? In our minds, he was a fat guy who always played at the back.
Would that be Paul of the Beatles?
It would be Paul of the Beatles. Well done. Million pop points for knowing that.
Okay, I have a suspicion about this quiz.
Without the Fender bass, have you?
Yeah,
What's your
keep going.
suspicion? Do you want to tell me?
Keep going.
Without the Fender bass, there'd be no rock and roll or Motown. Who said that?
Was it Paul off the Beatles?
No.
Oh,
Is that
there
your
goes that
suspicion?
theory.
He actually, this is a clue, he slagged off the Beatles saying they were no playing motherfuckers in a weird interview.
Wow.
Yeah.
So a Motown artist.
He produced Michael Jackson.
Quincy Jones.
You got it.
Harsh of Quincy Jones to have a go at the Beatles there.
It's a brilliant interview. If you go back and read it, he slags off loads of people, strangely, for some reason.
Did they just get him on a bad day?
I think I learned even his daughter afterwards was going, come on, Quincy, don't, come on, sort it out. All right, then. Which pop star said, my first instrument was bass, and the first thing I learned to play was Fleetwood Mac's Chain. If you're the guy that penned that bass riff, you should probably be in some sort of fantasy band.
So it must be like a famous bass player.
No, he would be a famous artist for, let's call it millennials, who I moaned about a little bit when we covered one of his songs about being a shotgun, James.
Oh, George Ezra.
Yeah. All right, then. Which pop star said, I went to junkyards, abandoned car lots. I asked supermarkets for the big jugs they put pig guts in to make cabinets for my bass speakers.
All right, I'm trying to work out the era that would be.
I'm trying to work out what the big the jugs that put pig guts in, right? Okay.
Can you stop saying big jugs? I find it really distracting.
I don't want to ruin your Google searches. Go on.
Brian May, of course, famously built his own guitar. Is it John Deacon? Did he build his own bass amps?
No, it
out
would
of
be
big jugs.
He'd be standing too close to the edge, I suppose. Don't push me.
Oh, okay. Grandmaster Flash.
You got it. Well done. I'm going to give you 250,000 pop points for that because you don't.
It's hardly worth doing it.
Do you think that'll be useful later on? Yeah. We heard from a lot of the men. We're only just talking about the men dominating everything. Let's hear from a woman. Since I was a kid, I always wanted to figure out how to make a bass line that was a pendulum, like gravity would control it, and you could play different notes.
Is it Lady Gaga?
No. Yeah, it's Björk anyway.
Oh, Björk, of course.
Do an impression of jerk.
What do you want her to say?
Do the impression of a jerk for me. Do
That's
an
what
impression
I've
of
been doing.
Do your Björk impression. I liked it.
What am I saying?
I don't know.
You've got a quote.
Do that thing they used to do in the 80s where you just mess up your hair a bit and say, I am Björk. There we go.
Hello, it is me. I am Björk.
Thank you.
I'm here with Frank Bruno. Sorry, Garen.
Which pop star says, I cannot build my hopes on a base consisting of confusion, misery, and death?
Oh, God. Okay, so this won't be a pop star, will it? This will be some controversial figure, some serial killer or dictator, won't it?
No.
Who is it?
Anne Frank from Alicia's Attic.
Number 4.
Up 2 places to number 4. Its peak position. It's It Must Be Love by Madness.
Another classic from the early 80s. Everybody knows this record.
Do they?
I think so, don't you? Everybody.
But if they didn't, how would you describe it to them?
I'd say, I'd use common internet language and say, stick around till the end to see what happens. How would you describe it if you're such an expert?
It's a song about being in love that sounds like being in love. It's joyful and epic and it builds. And
It has a melancholy running through it.
It's like melancholy, as you know, all romances do.
It's in a minor key to start with, James. That would suggest that, that's not happy sound, is it?
Yeah. Because also, at the beginning of the song, at least, the other person's not there.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd miss you half as much as I do. It's kind of an absence makes the heart grow fonder song.
I heard this song once, seeing Madness singing it at Glastonbury, actually. And for whatever reasons, my personal life was in the way it was, and I heard this song in a new way. I don't think it is just a simple love song, actually. There's love in there. But
did I say simple? Did I say it was simple? I can't remember if I did.
I pushed that onto you, my apologies. And then the terrible thing of, as soon as I wake up...
and as soon as I wake up every night. They're waking up in the night.
Yeah.
Are they doing a lot of night shift work?
They're waking up in the night and the day. They can never get their Zs in. Nothing more, nothing less. Love is the best. How can it be that we can say so much without words? Bless you and bless me. Bless the bees and the birds. I mean, great cliches that the Madness, when they wrote this song, that's a fact, isn't it? Madness wrote
Whoa.
What?
Cool your jets. What? I think you know very well what you've done there. This is a cover version. The original by Labi Siffre, which got to number 14 in 1972. And delightfully, Labi Siffre shows up in the video.
He appears in the video many, many times, doesn't he? It's good.
Yeah. In a kind of, I wrote this.
Apparently, I learned on YouTube comments, he asked to appear in the video because he was such a big fan of Madness's rendition of it. Don't know if that's true. I liked it, though.
Yeah, I mean, if he hated it, I doubt he would have showed up. Or if he did, he would be looking really furious. Yeah. Just standing at the back going, what the hell have they done to my song? This was Madness's 9th top 10 hit in a row.
Well done, Madness. That is me applauding Madness. Such a big part of the 80s.
They'd have 8 more, including this one again. It gets re-released in 1992 and gets to number 6. And there is a compilation album of Madness hits called Our House that was put out in 2002 where they remixed some of the songs. What did they change about this song that would have pleased me enormously?
I'm trying to think of the things you don't like. You don't like when records and vocals are sped up. That doesn't appear on this record. No. You don't like it when they rhyme with the same word. Is that it?
Not that.
What else don't you like for some silly reasons? I'm trying to think of all your dreadful biases. Go on, which one is it this time?
They remixed it so that it has a hard end and not a fade out.
That's the other thing you don't like.
Proper ending.
As Blue Shift on YouTube says, even in platonic love, this song still holds true. So I think it's got that to it. It's not a simple boy meets girl. Sorry, dreadfully old-fashioned of me. Boy meets boy or girl, all them.
Girl or boy meets boy or girl or anything in between. And it could be like 3 or 4 of them.
Yes.
Polycule meets polycule.
Yeah.
What I think is really interesting about Madness is Suggs. Okay. So Madness, as musicians, Madness are phenomenal.
Yeah,
They're so tight as a band.
inventive, melodic. Everyone's playing everything on it. Everyone's playing a tune. You know,
They're playful. They're charismatic.
Yeah.
They've got a great, a sense of humour comes across somehow. And then they've got Suggs, who is the perfect singer for that band, but probably not, the greatest singer in the world. You know what I
do you
mean?
mean in terms of expression and showing off his melisma and range and all that?
Yeah. He's no Mariah Carey. Let's say that.
No. But Mariah Carey's no Suggs.
Yeah, and yet it's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a great pop star, I think. Love his voice. I love the way he moves. I like his delivery always.
I tell you who wasn't a fan of this song, or Madness in general.
Go on.
Rolling Stone magazine.
Oh, well, that pleases me.
Yeah,
Idiot. I've just seen their top 10 American songwriters list, and Rolling Stone. I like it with the underdog chipping away at them.
They described Madness, and I think they meant this as an insult, but it's actually not, as the Blues Brothers with English accents.
Yeah, well, all right. I'm delighted you brought this up. I mean, Madness, part of the thing I love about them is their Britishness, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Their references, their sound, their musical styles sometimes, they're all that. So Charlie Wells on YouTube says, this song is so British, it turned my coffee to tea. I guess that's American. I loved it, James. Loads of people got into it. Sammer Bob says, this song is so British, it turned my croissant into a crumpet. So K. Michael says, this song is so British, it turned my teeth crooked and made me hate the French.
Oh, go, all right, calm down.
Well, it turned into a big pile-on about what constitutes a joke. So even in YouTube Madness comments, there's some kind of culture war going on.
They spent 214 weeks on the singles chart in the 80s, which is a joint record for a group with which other group?
Go on, tell me. I'm annoyed that I can't conjure
They're
this
from
up.
Round Our Way.
UB40.
UB40.
Okay, yeah.
This produced by Langer and Winstanley, who we've spoken of before. Someone we mentioned in part one of the podcast, according to Winstanley, told him that he nicked a bit from this song for a song that would go on to be quite a big hit.
George Ezra.
No. In part one, a producer, a fellow
remember.
producer.
Go on.
The man who invented the 80s.
Oh, Trevor Horn.
Trevor Horn.
Nicked a bit of this record later on.
Yeah.
For which
Mixed the
record?
pizzicato strings
Yeah.
for the ABC record, The Look of Love.
Okay.
Well, the whole album, The Lexicon of Love, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He said, yeah, I've had that.
Well, cool. I mean, let's mention the musicians, or some of them at least. The piano of Mike Barson, beautiful part of the record. I talked only just about ABBA and what's his name, Rutger Gunnarsson on bass. I'm going to mention Mark Bedford because his bass lines are always brilliant in Madness. I'm going to mention bass players. I think for everyone we do from now on, they seem underrated.
Okay. We should mention Chris Foreman and Lee Thompson, who in the video are playing the guitar and the saxophone underwater.
Yes, of course. Great video.
Yeah. The video vibe can be summed up as French burglars go to a funeral.
Yeah. I mean, that was definitely part of Madness's appeal as a young boy when I was at school there. What's the new video look like?
Yeah, well, there was a thing. There was like they tried to do like a sitcom pilot, didn't they, with Madness in a kind of Monkeys style, but it didn't quite work. And I think it was like broadcast once and no one watched it and everyone hated it or something. And you go, God, if they'd have nailed that, the Madness sitcom, that would have been loads of fun.
They were John Lennon's favourite band before he died. I learned on YouTube. Someone was pointing out Lennon had mentioned them. And I think Madness have got a touch of that in the 80s. Whatever the 80s equivalent to the Beatles. It is absolutely, like you say. Lyrics great, songs great, musicianship excellent all the time.
Yeah, but you've got to be careful about Suggs showing up on your driveway.
Because?
It's the first sign of madness.
Nice. Oh, good.
So that song that Iron Maiden did called "Can I Play with Madness?" I
Yeah.
always imagined it was Bruce Dickinson going round to Suggs' house. Ding dong. play with madness. No, they're having their tea.
Number 3.
Up one to number 3. It's Andrap by Adam and the Ants, the record I mentioned in the intro of part 1 with a little bit of self-referencing.
A little bit.
Yeah, I think they go on about it now and again.
There's loads, utter loads of it. It does have one of my favourite things.
Oh,
which
please.
I love. And it's usually a thing that happens in American sitcom theme tunes, where they do a roll call.
How do you mean?
Anything where they give like a list of all the people involved in the song. And here it's Marco, Merrick, Terry Lee, Gary Tibbs, and yours truly.
Yes, Gary Tibbs was the bass player in Adam and the Ants, just to continue that theme I developed from the beginning of this one.
What do you think of this song? What do you make of it?
What do I make of
Would you
Andrap?
call it a song?
Yeah, I'd call it a song.
I mean, it's interesting.
Yes, I had the good grace recently to see Adam Ant doing a gig. He did not play this one.
Did he not?
Well, he's not with the Ants, I suppose, so there's that. But yeah,
So yeah, the roll call bit would be a lot shorter.
I found it, even at the time, and especially this week, I was thinking, what is this record? It's weird.
To me, it gives off big, we can do what we want vibes. It's kind of, we've had a few hits, now we can do what we like and no one can stop us. It sounds a bit like, do you remember that Kit Kat advert with the band? And the guy's like, you can't play, you can't sing, you'll go a long way. It sounds like the record that they were doing.
Okay, well, I learned on YouTube comments from an Adam Ant fan, I'm guessing, more so than me, that he wrote this, if you like, as a Mickey take. He wrote it as a test to see if his fans would still like him a little bit.
What a brilliant after-the-fact justification for what you've done.
So you are questioning the notion that the Mickey take of it, the idea that you'll just see what you can get away with was not deliberate. Fair enough.
There probably was a bit of that. I think there was a bit of, we can do whatever we like because we're really popular. Yeah. But that does sound a bit like, you know how, what's his face from The Room?
Yeah.
The guy, Tommy Wiseau, retrospectively said, yeah, it was supposed to be a comedy.
All right. Mrs. Pester on YouTube says, I only came here for the harpsichord solo.
Yep. I mean, that tells you a lot about this record, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
It's called Ant-Rap, and it's got a harpsichord solo in it.
In the naughty north and the sexy south, we're all singing, I have the mouth. I mean, it's got loads of hooks in.
And every time I hear that line, the naughty north and the sexy south, I'm like, what about the Midlands?
Yeah, what about the Midlands, you lot? People were talking on YouTube whether this was the first rap song. Did it come before the Sugar Hill Gang and Rapture?
Well,
or Blondie?
No. Rapture's like 6 months before it, and as is Wordy Rapping Hood by Tom Tom Club. As is Christmas Rappin', but not the Waitress's version, the version by Curtis Blow. But it is the first UK top 40 hit to contain the word rap in the title. Just R-A-P.
That's worth celebrating.
Can you think of other raps that charted in the top 10 in the 80s?
That one you love that Morris Minor did. What's that one?
Stutter.
Yeah, you love
Number
that one.
4 in 87. Yep. One we've covered by two Dutch blokes.
Holiday Rap by them two Charlies.
Yeah, Holiday, MC Micah G and DJ Sven, number 6 in 1986.
Rapture, we've just mentioned.
No, that's Rapture. That's not something rap. One by the guy who likes to watch daytime quiz shows and ring up and give money to everyone.
George Michael.
Yeah, what was his?
It's not often how he's described, is it? That's not often his legacy.
Wham Rap.
Of course.
Number 8 in 83. One by a football team.
Oh, yeah, the Anfield Rap.
The Anfield Rap.
Yeah.
And one by a radio DJ who had his own comedy series on TV.
Kenny Everett.
Yeah.
What was that called? Snot Rap or something?
Snot Rap, yeah.
Well done, good.
Yeah, Wham, Snot, Holiday, Stutter and Anfield. That was the rap scene in the 80s. And Ant, obviously.
Right,
so this, written by Ant, Stuart Goddard, and Marco Perroni, who had won the Ivor Novello Award for Songwriters of the Year, but not for this one.
No. Which one did they win?
Stand and Deliver.
Great record. He did a record called Save the Gorilla once to Stand and
Did
Deliver. Did you ever hear that?
No.
It's weird.
Really? What, the guy behind this record?
Yeah.
But produced by Chris Hughes, who was one of the drummers in Adam and the Ants, because obviously they had upwards of 3 or 4 drummers at various points.
Using the Burundi beat. I mean, they were influenced by African drumming. Again, that's not a typical thing in the 80s British pop stars charts, is it?
And he would go on to co-write Everybody Wants to Rule the World for Tears for Fears.
I never knew that.
What is the connection between Adam of Adam and the Ants and Paul of the Beatles?
But they both had records that went to number 1. We're done. Let's move on.
No.
Go on, what is it?
Stuart Goddard's mom was Paul McCartney's cleaner for a short while.
Yeah. Oh, annoyed I couldn't remember that. Well done.
Yeah, he said, I wanted, you can't be Stuart and the Goddards. So he changed it. He said, I wanted to be Adam because Adam was the first man. And Ant, because if there's a nuclear explosion, the ants will survive.
Yes, of course, adamant. I mean, occasionally when I urinate, there's a toilet company called Adamant. And I often think I'm singing Stand and Deliver with my penis in my hand. I think it's all right.
In brackets, the full title of the song.
Think what for you?
Hell yes. Well, hey, if you think the song's a bizarre, confusing mess, wait till you see the video.
Yeah, great. As a few people on YouTube were saying, before J.J. Abrams and all them Star Trek films, lens flare, Adamant brought into it. It's true. Everyone's going on about Excalibur, that it was highly based on that film, which I've never seen, so I didn't know.
Well, is there a bit in Excalibur where suddenly one of the knights turns into an American football player? And then one of them becomes Bruce Lee?
Bruce Lee? He looks like Bruce Lee. They've done a good job of it.
Well, yeah, because of the makeup that you wouldn't get away with these days.
Yeah, they would call it. There was a few accusations of yellow face. I mean, it seems a bit daft when Adamant used to paint a big white stripe across his nose. They didn't call it white stripe face, did they?
Stop having a go at the white stripes.
That's where Jack White and Meg got their influence from, the white stripes. All right.
Yep. And who shows up as the sort of damsel in distress?
Now, in part 1, when we did Dollar in that video, we mentioned that, who was it? Barry Sheen's wife turns up in it. In this one, it's a former Miss World as well. Is that who you're thinking about? Yeah,
No.
Mary Stavin. She's in it as a blonde woman. But you are talking, of course, about the legend. Who is Lulu?
Yeah, Lulu's in the video. So it's well worth watching the video. It's more of a curiosity, this song and video, rather than something I would choose to listen to again. It's no Stand and Deliver. It's no Goody Two Shoes. It's not a patch on their other stuff. So,
But here we are at number whatever we are in the charts, Do you think that's purely just because Adamants were popular and then as he tested them, the audience would have bought anything?
well, it's the 7th of 10 top 10 hits. So, it's continuing. He's got a fan base who'll buy it.
A lot of people thought instead of Terry Lee that he was singing about Dairy Lee.
Ooh, Derry Lee.
Very 80s, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, have I told you about when I met Adamant?
No. And this seems the perfect platform to do it.
So in the 90s, when I was a student at university doing media studies, there was a project where we had to make a TV show. And because I had done about 5 stand-up gigs, they decided that part of the TV show was going to be me doing 3 minutes of stand-up.
Doing Seinfeld bass riff.
Yep. Yeah. And also, as a special musical guest, somehow we got Adamant.
No.
Someone knew someone.
Really?
And it's Adamant to be the musical guest in this university project.
Right.
So this was like 90, it must have been 97. And he showed up, the worse for wear. And I think he had like a guitarist with him. And it was...
Not Marco, surely.
I don't think so. I can't really... The 2 things I remember about that... Well, 3 things I remember. Number 1, I died on my hole. Number 2, Adamant decided he was going to do a cover version of Wannabe by the Spice Girls. He didn't know the words, though, so someone had to run into the sort of CD store and find the album which had the lyrics in it. So he had the insert from the CD, and he had it open with the lyrics to Wannabe, and he was just yelling it. And Thirdly, we were both in the men's room at the same time, and he was having difficulty standing up at the urinal. So I don't know what was going on with him there. But that was, that's the time I met Adamant.
Does it exist, this video?
I hope not.
Oh, man, I'd love to see that.
As long as they've edited me out of it, I agree. We'd love to see Adamant. I don't know whether he'd been entering into the spirit of things, but he was not. He didn't appear to be in a good place.
He's talked about often in times of difficulty. I mean, no offence, James, but if he's turning up to appear in your video, he must have been having a bad time.
Please don't call it my video.
Oh no, that's what I do every week. I know.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
First Adamant, now you. Now sing Wannabe.
I'll tell you what I don't want. What I really don't want is to talk about another ABBA tribute band for the next record.
Number 2.
Up 3 places to number 2, on its way to being number 1. It's The Land of Make Believe by Bucks Fizz.
Now, we say, don't we, believe it or not, we don't only talk about pop records with stupid cameras in our faces and recording. We sometimes discuss things in the week, don't we? You said to me, I have loads. In fact, you said I could almost do my own podcast on this one song alone.
Yeah, I'm breaking away. I'm doing my own spin-off podcast where I just talk about Bucks Fizz on my own.
So shall I throw in the few things I know about it and sit back and let you? All right, then. The things I know was, most importantly, it's got a key change in it. I learned that Pete Sinfield, the former King's Crimson band member, wrote the lyrics to this.
Yep.
I also learned that Cheryl wears a dress in the video, which affected a lot of men, I'm going to say.
Yeah, it's like a pro. Do you remember there was all that fuss when, what's her name?
Fuss when a woman wears a dress in the public eye. I mean, you could take your pick. Liz Hurley.
Liz Hurley's dress with the strappy safety pins and all that. Cheryl Baker's basically wearing that dress.
So everyone's going mad on YouTube about this, a lot of men. Then, let's just pick a comment from one. Rock Hard Ride Free.
Oh, God's sake.
He says, that dress was on the single cover too. It was responsible for the hand of make-believe on numerous occasions.
Aye.
Thought that was pretty good. I learned that Andy Hill plays bass on it just to keep my bass playing thing going up.
Who wrote the music? Andy Hill.
Well, he wrote the music.
Yeah, he was also...
produced it too.
Yeah, he also had written Making Your Mind Up, which was the song from Eurovision where Bucks Fizz became massive.
Yes. And I also remember that Adam Curtis used it in a recent documentary to great effect at the end of the... That's me done, James. I'm going to sit back and let you tell me all about The Land of Make Believe by Bucks Fizz. I know you're excited.
Well, it's their second of 7 top 10 hits and second of 3 number ones. So they go big with Making Your Mind Up. It's a number 1, wins Eurovision. The next 2 singles after that chart at number 12 and number 20, and you start thinking, Bucks Fizz are on the way out. They had their moment in the sun winning Eurovision. They're not going to be around anymore. But then this comes back as a kind of, we've got another pop song, and it goes to be number 1. As you say, written by Andy Hill and Pete Sinfield. Pete Sinfield, who, of course, we've spoken of before because he wrote the lyrics to...
Can't remember.
Christmas song that we've covered.
Was it the one you love? Go on.
Yep, I Believe in Father Christmas by Greg Lake. Yeah. And together they would go on to write Think Twice for Celine Dion.
That's it.
Strange triumvirate of songs, that is. Yeah. Pete Sinfield said, beneath its tra-la-las is a virulent anti-Thatcher song.
Go on.
I've looked at the lyrics through a jeweler's eyepiece, and I don't know what the hell he's going on about. You look at what they're singing, and there's a whole thing about, run for the sun, little one, you're an outlaw once again, time to change Superman, he'll be with us while he can. You think, okay, so at which point are we critiquing Thatcherism here? And there's the thing about something nasty in your garden's waiting patiently till it can have your heart.
Yeah.
Is that it? Well, that's quite nebulous. That could be anything, really.
I see what you mean. Into the Blue. I mean, you could say the Blue's got a Glory thing, you and I to the circus in the sky, Captain Kidd's on the sand with the treasure close at hand in the land of make-believe. All that.
Well, you could say the land of make-believe is kind of the Thatcherism economic policy, which is like, oh, if you have pure capitalism, everything works out in the end. And of course, we know it doesn't happen like that, and that's a fantasy. So maybe it's about that, and maybe Superman, who'll be with us while he can. Maybe that's Reagan, or Regan, as we should call him, for reasons that will become clear in the bonus tracks.
Seems unusual to do that. Go on, tell us now. Go on, what's that?
What? Because it has to rhyme with Kevin Keegan. We'll get into that in the bonus tracks. It doesn't matter. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I don't really know. I think it's kind of all right. I can kind of see that the land of make believe is all about Thatcher's economic policies, which pre-Falklands, very, very unpopular government. The Conservatives.
How did they keep getting in then?
Yeah, well, that's it. There was the Falklands, and then they rode the popularity of that to win the '83 election.
Do you think? I mean, I've heard this. Like the Falklands was kind of so they could win the next election. Who says?
Hang on, no. No one said they did it to win the next election. It's just happenstance. That happened, and that led to that.
Right.
But also, Labour had Michael Foot as the leader, who's not particularly popular with the public at large. So you had two very unpopular political parties at that point. Anyway,
Who's in charge?
It doesn't matter. So apparently it's about Thatcherism, but I can't see it. I mean, it's so subtle that she remained Prime Minister for another 9 years and was eventually ousted by members of her own party.
I mean, there's nothing that in the pop lyricist rule book that says you have to be explicit, though, is there? If you're writing a song about, there's nothing that says you have to be Billy Bragg-esque or whatever's going on.
You can also just make shit up then. What he did say, Pete Sinfield, which I do think is really interesting, he said, it is 10 times more difficult to write a 3-minute hit song with a veneer of integrity than it is to write anything for King Crimson or Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Yes, I agree. I mean, this is a thing. I have this argument with a jazz and a progger fans that I know. They say it's inherently better, and I don't think it is inherently better. I think it's more complicated and more, and there's musically, but I don't think it's necessarily better or more difficult than writing a great song.
And also, you can make millions by writing a pop song that resonates with people. And if it's that easy, why isn't everyone doing it? In the early 80s, Labour had as like a slogan for the election, the Tories have a worse record than Bucks Fizz. It's so needlessly harsh to say that, but leave Bucks Fizz alone.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost, compared to what you see these days, that's almost sweetly naive, isn't it?
Okay. So, Bucks Fizz, of course, what happens when Evelyn Champagne King joined Orange Juice? Anyway, what do you know about the members of Bucks Fizz, this lineup, the sort of original lineup? Do you know who they are?
Cheryl. Jay.
Hang on, who's Cheryl?
Cheryl Baker.
Do you mean Rita Crudgington?
Is that a real name?
Yep.
See why she changed it for pop reasons.
She would go on to be a TV presenter on Record Breakers, her own cooking show on Kids TV, Eggs and Baker. And she came 9th in the Series 10 of Dancing on Ice, ahead of Stephanie Waring from Hollyoaks, but behind Lamar and winner Jake Quickenden. She had represented the UK at Eurovision before Bucks Fizz, with the band Coco, who came 11th in 1978, which until that point was the worst the UK had ever done. We'd kill for 11th these days.
Yeah, the good old days.
We didn't know how good we had it. She set, because of course hosting Record Breakers, she set a bunch of world records. She set a world record for the longest rope slide when she slid from the top of Blackpool Tower. She was part of the world's largest jazz ensemble. She was part of the longest ever river dance line. And she took part in the longest on-screen kiss when she snogged someone for 3 minutes, 33 seconds, which, by the way, 13 seconds less than the length of this song. Who did she snog to break that record?
I do not know, but these are great record-breaking facts with dedication.
Yeah.
Go on, who was it?
Be prepared to be sick in your mouth. It was Giles Brandreth. So, yes, there's Cheryl Baker. Who else is in Bucks Fizz?
Jay, what was her name? Aston.
Jay Aston.
My dad's favourite.
What did she have in common with Margaret Thatcher?
Did she take loads of milk off kids?
No.
Did she close the mines down? I can't imagine she did. Well, what did she?
They had the same middle name.
Okay.
Hilda.
All right.
Yep.
Now, what was Cheryl's name again? Original name?
Rita Crudgington.
Rita and Hilda, two of my mum's friends.
Yeah, okay. Who was Jay Aston's sister-in-law for a while. It was someone who had a big #1 hit in the 90s.
I don't know. These are great facts. Go on.
Marcella Detroit from Shakespeare's Sister.
Right.
We mentioned in part one Berger Van Day, Darren Van Day, being a Conservative councillor in Thurrock. In 2019, Jay Aston ran in the general election in Kensington for the Brexit Party.
Right.
She got 384 votes.
Pretty good.
Doesn't say here whether that was enough to win.
I mean, we'd kill for 384 bits of interest, James. I'm not going to slag that off. Well done, Rita.
And then, no, that was Jay. And then,
Hilda.
they're not all called Rita.
Hilda, my apologies.
There were the two blokes as well.
Oh, please tell me their names are things like Ernie and Stan.
No, Bobby G.
Yeah.
Sadly, no relation to Warren, Kenny, or Notorious B.I. born Robert Gubby, who was touring with his version of Bucks Fizz until 2018. You know, best part of a 40-year career. And Mike Nolan, who, even though he was from Dublin, was no relation to the sisters.
And has he changed his name at all? Is he the real deal Mike Nolan?
No, he's the real deal Mike Nolan, as far as we can tell. He was in a group in the 70s with Chris Hamill. Do you know who Chris Hamill is?
No.
Lamal.
Oh,
From Kajagoogoo.
We're going so 80s. I'm digging it.
What, in this 1982 chart?
Yeah, who'd have thought it?
Mike Nolan, of course, was there was a coach crash in 1984, and he was seriously injured in that. He fell into a coma, and at one point was given the last rites, but he recovered.
Hoorah!
He was briefly part of David Van Day's version of Bucks Fizz, but ultimately quit and successfully sued Darren Van Day for loss of earnings. But then he never got any because Darren Van Day went bankrupt.
Right. Who's Darren Van Day?
David Van Day. God, I'm getting Darren Day and David Van Day. This is like you and Darren Van Dyke in part one.
Doesn't matter.
Dick Van Day, Dick Van Darren, and Dick Van Patten.
Oh, we can do it.
Yeah, and
Yes.
he was in a version of Bucks Fizz called The Fizz, which was him, Cheryl Baker, and Jay Aston until 2024.
You haven't even done the ripping the skirt off bit, which is, I think, the most famous for.
Nothing to do with this song.
As part of a dance routine.
Yeah. Who else is features on this record? What are the vocalist features on this record?
I have no idea. Go on, this is great stuff.
That'd be daughter of an RCA executive, 11-year-old Abby Kimber,
Really?
who reads a nursery rhyme at the end of the song.
Nepo baby?
Absolutely. 100%. I had the album that this was on.
You must. Oh no, I shouldn't say that. I'm only being silly. Was it good?
I was only 4. Do I really have the album? I think it was bought for me.
Yeah.
It was a gatefold sleeve, and it was them in wearing sort of parachute gear on the front, and then when you opened it up, it looked like they were sort of skydiving. The album was called Are You Ready?
Are you ready for it? As Taylor recently asked. Okay. Do you remember anything about that album as a 4-year-old? I can't imagine you do.
This song does something weird in my brain.
Is this what you were talking about at the beginning?
Yeah.
Part one. Go on.
It's like it's like a memory from being 4. I can't remember being 4. I don't really have any memories before I was about 7. And but there's something about this that makes me. It's almost I almost can remember being alive then. You know, but not quite. It's more of a mood. Yeah. It's really hard to explain. I can see why Proust's books are so long.
So I was going to just ask you, would you describe it as a Proustian rush of some kind?
Yeah, it is, but it's not. It's nearly that. It's not quite that, but not as much as another song in this top 10.
The UK's #1.
It's a non-mover. It's the second of 3 weeks being at #1 and non-mover. It was the Christmas #1 of 1981. It was Don't You Want Me by by the Human League.
And their album, Dare, goes to number 1 the next day.
Yeah, all right then. Now,
Huge they were.
Huge. This record is huge. I feel I hear it to this day once a month at least, out and about, I reckon.
What, this poor quality filler track?
Your words?
Not my words. The words of Phil Oakey, who hates this song.
I learned this, that they sort of recorded it almost as because they had to do an extra one and they didn't really rate it. And yet, here we are.
Imagine not liking Don't You Want Me, Baby and being the guy who sings it. What is going on?
What is going on? I should point out on YouTube comments, I learned this was a number 1 also in the USA, Belgium, Canada, Norway, New Zealand. It was also in the top 5 in Australia, the Netherlands, South Africa, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland and West Germany. So, you know, it's a world beater.
And
Not just silly English people with their parochial ways.
No, there's so much going on here. There are so many hooks.
Yeah.
In this song, you know, ding, 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 ding.
From the beginning. Ding, 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 ding.
So there's that.
And then the opening line, of course, which is iconic, isn't it? People mention this or reappropriate it to this day. You were working as a waitress in a cocktail bar.
Have you seen the version on YouTube where someone has done the entire song, but it's just that line?
I have seen similar. Is it entertaining?
Yeah, it's funny.
Why don't we just do that for the rest of this then?
Just say that line
Yeah.
over and over again, but with different inflections.
We work so hard. It annoys me when things like that go good on the internet.
Am I? So that's the hook, and then the chorus is a completely different hook again.
Let's move into it. So they're doing all that for a bit. Also, I think it's got that kind of feel of it's not that it's the F and G. It's kind of got the feel of it's kind of got that anyway, whatever that is, Genie. So he's doing that for a bit, and then the beautiful pre-chorus of what is it?
Don't you want me? That bit.
Yeah. Don't you want me? You know that I can leave it when I hear that you want me. You know this song, but I'm just trying to. Don't you want me? No, I've been out and about dancing. This made me once realise the majesty of the record. The bit that goes, "It's much too late to find that things change your mind. You better change it back, and we will both be sorry." I've seen crowds lift their hands up to the air when that's going on before the chorus. I mean, you can't argue with it when that creates that emotion. They weren't even 80s old people at an 80s disco. These were kids.
So what's that? There's 4 or 5 brilliant hooks there.
Yeah.
Other pop songs would kill to have one of them.
Some of them, and rap.
And rap has none. Right? There's a song we're going to talk about in the bonus tracks that I will say has one hook and kind of gets away with it. It's 4 or 5 amazing hooks, and it just boggles my mind that Phil Oakey's like, I don't like it. Oh, come on, mate. What do you want?
I bet he likes it more nowadays. You know what I mean? I bet
it is such a perfect pop song. Such a perfect pop song. And it has that kind of... a bit like I Could Be Happy, which, by the way, produced by the same guy. It's about...
Martin Hammett.
Martin Rushent.
Rushent, my apologies.
And...
I'm going to say that again so I look clever. Martin Rushent.
That's the one. And it's about coercive control in a relationship as well.
Yes, another one of them. As someone points out, SKROL8105 says, most people only focus on the dude, but the chick isn't a good person either. The truth is they both suck, as is often the case in reality.
I think that is telling us a lot about the person who wrote that comment.
Do you think? I liked it. I mean, like the fact he's being definitely, isn't it, at the beginning, I picked you out and I shook you up and I turned you around, all this kind of Svengali stuff, which is probably an unreliable narrator. And then she comes in, that much is true, which I love that line.
Yeah.
I was working, so they get away with saying I was working as a waitress in a cocktail bar again because it's so strong. That much is true. I mean, so clever, this record.
Yeah, it's Susan and Sully who sings the female part in this. And she said she sang it rather than the other member of Human League because luck of the draw.
Right, yeah.
They were like, oh, you do this one. And you know,
Probably nothing will happen to it. You sing this one.
yeah, we don't like it. You might as well sing it, and then it's like a massive, massive hit.
I learned from the writing on YouTube comments that Phil Oakey, who we should point this out. I mean, his sister does loads of local gigs in pubs and around. Never gets a mention, does she?
Yep.
Should we dot the I's and cross the T's on that one?
Go on, do your joke.
Carry. Anyway, Phil Oakey says he was inspired by A Star Is Born from watching that film with James Mason and Judy Garland for writing this. And
That version or the Chris Christopherson, Barbara Streisand version?
James Mason one is the one I learned, but I might be wrong.
Okay.
It doesn't
All
matter.
right.
I could be wrong. I could be right.
I also read that it was inspired by a photo story in a teen girls magazine.
Okay, this is good then.
Yep.
I should point out the bass on it is a Korg 770, a synthesizer played by Ian Burden while we're doing the bass things for this week, at least.
The guitar synth melody that accompanied the chorus was the result of a studio accident.
Really? Tell me more.
Martin Rushton said that came about because the computer screwed up and played the line half a beat out of time. But the moment we heard it, we went, well, that's good.
Yeah, all right. Eric Peru on YouTube says, this song just reminded me I'm out of our eyeliner. This is a bit snitty, but I think it's a valid point for people of my generation. Not valid, but it's interesting. Alexander and Admitrios says, I love how everyone praises Harry Styles for wearing makeup and feminine outfits, as if every singer in the 80s didn't already do that.
Yeah. Every generation thinks they've invented blokes wearing makeup.
Paul Simon once said, every generation throws its hero up the pop charts. All right, then.
Apparently, Phil Oakey only agreed to release this as a single. It was the fourth single from the album. And imagine putting 3 other songs out before this. Anyway, he said, they'd only do it on condition that they put a large colour poster in the 7-inch, because he said, otherwise the fans are going to feel ripped off because the song's no good.
I mean, it's intriguing, but, you know, James, let's try and allude it to ourselves a little bit. It seems a bit egotistical to do it.
Yeah, it's our podcast, though. Suck it.
Yeah. Suck it, bitches. You know, if you make something, you can't tell how it's going to be received. It's fine, really, that Phil Oakey doesn't think it's any good. I mean, you know, the public told him to the contrary, but, you know, you never know when you're making something, I would imagine.
It was the biggest selling single to be released in 1981. It was the 5th biggest selling single of the 80s. Sold over 1.5 million copies in the UK. It was the first number 1 for Virgin record label. And Susan Ann Sully said, I've spent 40 years telling everybody that I've never worked in a cocktail bar.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Did this video?
Yeah.
Again, it's part of the appeal. What do you make of that? It's a bit noir, isn't it? A touch of that.
He sings the line, you were working as a waitress in a cocktail bar, and you look at it and you go, she's not working in a cocktail bar, is she? picking her up somewhere else. Is that a euphemism? But then it turns out that that's actually part of a movie. They're making a movie. So maybe the Star is Born thing is coming into it there.
Novos says on YouTube, yes, the 80s when everyone looked like a vampire. Not as cool as the late 90s when everyone looked like they were on heroin. And then the early noughties where everyone applied glitter to their face with a shotgun.
That'd be a horrible mess.
This is what it is. I learned that it appeared on Killing Eve. A lot of people were there because of Killing Eve. We always like to mention the fact that a record can live on. The Farm covered it.
Did they?
Mandy Smith, Bill Wyman's child bride, covered it. So, you know, it's always going on. Thought this was a great point, really. This is from Daddy's Home, YouTube comments, but I think it's good for the 80s generally. Nothing, same old fit-up said this, quotes Leonardo da Vinci, nothing can be loved or hated unless it is first understood.
Well, yeah, you shouldn't attack things from a point of view of ignorance.
Yeah.
But Phil Oakey's attacking it from the point of view of being the bloke who's singing it. Maybe it is because he recorded his vocals for the song in the loo at the studio. Yes.
For the sound, for the ambience, for the echo, for the natural reverb, all that stuff.
Yeah. And apparently Joe Callis from the band kept reaching through an open window to flush the toilets to mess him up. So maybe his hatred of the song comes from the fact that it must have been a pain in the arse to record it. with that little prankster running around. But I think it's so interesting how the characters in the song flip. So
I agree. It's complicated. Song's more complicated
Because-
than you first hear it.
Don't You Want Me Baby, such a needy, kind of desperate thing to sing, isn't it?
Yeah.
The kind of not understanding why, but also, yeah, slightly deluded. I can't. What do you mean you don't want me?
Yeah.
But people move on. People move on, Andy. Sometimes people want to go off and just do their Bucks Fizz podcast on their own.
I understand. I anticipate next week I will log on to this and there'll be an empty chair.
Yeah.
And I'll be howling into the wind. Don't you want me, Jamesy?
Yeah.
Don't you want me, you asshole?
And the thing I was saying about Land of Make Believe having a weird effect on my brain, times that by 1,000 and you get what this does to me. It must have been everywhere
Yeah.
when I was 4, and it's gone in there. So I don't know. It's such a weird thing to describe, and I don't really know how to. It reminds me of a thing that I can't remember.
Shall we put that down to thank you, Human League, for your contribution to the panoply of Pop and James's psyche?
I don't know. I bet there's a German word for it.
Yeah.
There's usually a German word for it.
Usually.
The UK Top 10 Singles Chart from the 8th of January 1982, then. We've gone through it. We've dissected it. We've discussed it. We've examined it. What's the best?
For my favourite this week, I'm going to say mainly for the notion that I think for Land of Make Believe, Bucks Fizz. I didn't like it at the time, and I've enjoyed it this week enough.
Yeah,
What about you?
I mean, Don't You Want Me is such a brilliant pop record.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's better than Land of Make Believe, but, we're just doing a bit of nonsense. Don't tell anyone.
As is It Must Be Love. It's a brilliant
Of
pop
course.
record. The ones that have surprised me this week and how much I've enjoyed them, I suppose it's Mirror Mirror by Dollar. That's the surprise one.
Cool. As always, you can listen to all of these 10 songs on our attached playlist and our videos. Worth checking out the videos. It's the 80s after all. You don't see many people smashing through a stained glass window these days.
Yep, and we're going to get into some more songs in our bonus tracks available for our Patreon backers, the people who very kindly keep this podcast going. You can become one by going to patreon.com/ShubiPodcast, and then you will get access to loads more content. And this week, Sting gets wanky, Phil Lynott worries about some Walkmans, there's some Rucky Zucky, and the only charting single ever to mention Frank Boff.
We would like to thank all the record buying public of 1982 who've been putting these in the charts. We would like to thank all the artists and producers and the bass players, of course, who appeared on this record. But mostly we'd like to thank you for watching and listening to this. We really appreciate it.
Rate, review, subscribe, like, do all that stuff.
Share, follow, comment, the stuff everybody asks for at the end of their podcast when they're not as...
Surely you know how the internet works by now. And until next time.
Are you saying people can subscribe to our OnlyFans and we can finally do what we've wanted to do all along? We're not on OnlyFans, we're being ridiculous. Thank you so much.
And until next time, shooby dooby doo up.
And bop bop shoe up.